Time now for the voice of the land on the Big Play Network with your hosts, Kevin Arnold and always positive Jay.
Whoa. They didn't fire J.B. Bickerstaff? They
No.
turned it all around on their own? Wait, no, it couldn't be. It can't be true. They couldn't do it with J.B. Bickerstaff, remember? He wasn't the coach that could get him over the hill, and he just wasn't
Dave
good.
Jordan talked about it. Admir talked about it. We talked about it. Yes, the best fans. Are we biased? Sure, but I think we've seen enough of the different fan bases to make a good enough biased assumption that Cleveland has the best fans. But
we're also fans short for fanatic, and we're crazy as hell.
Right. So 2 weeks into the season, we're trying to fire J.B. Bickerstaff. I'm sure tonight, the line for the game, we don't really get into sports betting and things like that, so take this with a grain of salt. I don't fully know what it means and what it would mean if I put $1 down on the game on that particular line, but it was minus 12.5, meaning the Cavs were 12.5-point favorites. Pistons have only won 6 games this year. Now, they came in winning 2 of their last 3. Momentum means a lot, people. I'm not saying that it gives an excuse to not beat a team that you're supposed to beat. I'm just saying everybody wants to talk about the Pistons only had 6 wins. You've won 2 of your last 3, and you've kind of made some moves to have a little bit more professionalism with Monty Williams with the Pistons. Look, they're already well out of it, so now they're just playing basketball. Like, I'm not gonna be surprised if they get some wins against some big time teams. They catch them napping, even if we're one of them, and I don't want to see it. But I'm not gonna be surprised if it happens because they have nothing to play for now. They're just going out there and they're playing basketball, the sport that they put all of their energy and effort into doing for most of the rest of their life, being a part of the game of basketball. So I'm not going to be surprised. Now, does it make an excuse? No. The Cavs have been pretty close with them here tonight, but it is also the return of Darius Garland tonight. Evan Mobley came back on Monday. Big win against the Clippers, like we said. They won one of the 2 games in Milwaukee. I believe we mentioned that last week. You needed to win one of those 2 games on the road against the Bucks. Won 10 of their last 11, looking for 11 of their last 12 here tonight before a back-to-back affair tomorrow night. I think they go on the road tomorrow as well. It's going to take some time. Now that this team is playing the type of basketball that J.B. Bickerstaff told us about at the start of the year, this up-tempo, any make or miss, get the ball at the bottom of the basket, get it off the rim, and let's go push. Let's use advantages, number advantages, matchup advantages on our side. Let's actually do that. I think that took away from their defensive attention, that side of the floor, Jay. I think it took away from that. And it took a couple key injuries with Mobley going out and Garland going out for a while for this team to know, like, hey, we're not getting that type of production. We're not getting the elite defense of Evan Mobley anymore. We're not getting the other scoring punch along with Donovan Mitchell from Darius Garland. We're going to have to all step up and play this team basketball that we're talking about. Oh, look, they started to build on that. They started to progress. They beat some of the bad teams. They built good habits. Now they've beaten really good teams. And these guys come back like they should be chomping at the bit. Darius Garland should have been chomping at the bit. Evan Mobley chomping at the bit to get in there. How fun that brand of basketball was and how much they were just sitting on the bench and sometimes taking a step back helps you understand that, Jay.
Yeah, sometimes you got to take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. That's just a thing about life. It happens. And, yeah, they probably were chomping at the bit because he's got 19 points tonight. I can't remember what Mobley had, but he had a pretty good night the night before when
almost
he
had a
came back.
double-double against the Clippers. And that's a really good team that was probably I think they were the hottest team since the start of December coming in to our house. They had absolutely obliterated the Celtics, who had only lost 1 game on their home floor and are the top team in the Eastern Conference. They obliterated them on the road. And they had 2 days off to the Clippers before they played us. Like, everything was still going the Clippers' way coming into that game.
And we still beat them.
We still beat them. Do you think it's legit now? Like, the brand of basketball that they're playing?
Yes, it's totally legit now. Like, everyone's playing great. You're playing great defense. Isaac Okoro's playing great. Strus is playing good. Sam Murrell, we'll see how much he gets to play. When they needed a guy, he stepped up. Craig Porter Jr., when they needed a guy, they stepped up. And Donovan Mitchell is playing better basketball than he's ever played in his entire life. And now we're getting 2 All-Stars back. Cool. Yeah. Everyone's worried, like, oh, it's going to mess up. No, you're getting good players.
What
It'll
move
be
did you
fine.
make at the trade deadline? What move did you make?
We got Darius Garland and Evan Mobley at the trade deadline, pretty much.
Yeah, with fresher legs. Now, are there going to be moments, and I'm sure it's happening in this game, the Cavs now only up 5 right at the end of the third quarter, 96-91. Pistons hanging around. You give a bad team, you let them hang around. You give them hope. This is what is going to happen. I'm not condoning the scoreline. What I'm trying to combat against before it even happens, and it might already be happening. I'm not even on Twitter or social media right now during the show like I should be. If people are having comments or anything like that, feel free to leave them.
And saying Darius Garland coming back and now they're losing.
Well, or saying that, I told you that Darius Garland coming back was going to hurt this team. I told you Evan Mobley coming back was going to hurt this team. Do you think the ball movement is going to look as crisp every single moment of the game when you're bringing 2 guys back that haven't played basketball in months? No, the ball is going to get stagnant. It's once they do get their feet under them over the next couple weeks and after the All-Star break, what does it look like come March 1st? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not saying I don't want them to go on. I'm not saying I condone any big losing streak or whatever. I'm not saying that's going to happen. What I'm saying is there's going to be rough moments during these games. The mental resolve to still stack these wins as those guys integrate themselves into what you're doing now, it's going to take a little time. JB Bickerstaff, 2 weeks into the season. I will say it again. 2 weeks into the season.
Everyone wanted to fire him.
Everybody wanted to fire him. Now, were there questions after last year's playoff series? Like, is he really the guy to get this young, talented team to the next step or those next couple steps? There were questions about that, but it's never been a question about the grit, determination, toughness that JB Bickerstaff instills into his teams.
Exactly. Another thing I want to emphasize on is Evan Mobley coming back. If you haven't noticed, our team can score. We got a lot of good new scorers on this team. Only so many shots in a row. Evan Mobley probably won't have good scoring seasons until probably Donovan Mitchell has moved on and his game has elevated to the point he can consistently make shots, which he's been working really hard at. But when he comes back, he's got a role. And if he buys into this role, like, I need you to get rebounds, I need you to play excellent defense like we know you can. You could be a defensive player of the year type caliber defense. And when your shots are there, get them, We don't need Evan Mobley to average 24 points, and we don't have to have Evan Mobley right now be the best player for this team to win a championship, contrary to someone else has said, I've heard.
Do you want to see signs of it? Absolutely.
Yeah, because he does have signs of it. We've seen it.
Because everything that we have been shown, and we're realistic here, everything we've been shown and told by this organization, it seems like Evan Mobley, not Darius Garland, is that young piece that they want to push, is like that up-and-comer to take over.
You know who the guy is? We have him on our team, and Hayden Grove said it perfectly on this show. It's Devin Mitchell. Oh, my God.
Donovan Mitchell. We watched this guy score 71.
Words are hard sometimes, Donovan Mitchell is your premier player. He is a near top 5 player. Is he top 5? No, but he's damn close to it. The guy scored, like you said, 71 points. That ain't no easy feat. No. It's hard to score 20, let alone 30. That dude scored 71 points and needed every bucket to win that game. He just needs to do that in the playoffs now because we know he's capable. He takes it, and I've seen him do it in the playoffs before. He can do it. It's not like he's never done it before. He's done it before. If he does it this year and everyone else does their job, Garland comes in and gives you 19, maybe 20 points, spread the field. Strus is hitting his shots. Allen's still getting double-doubles like it's his job every single day, and Mobley comes in and plays that defense, gets the buckets that are – you don't need to run so much plays for him, but when they're presented to him, take advantage of the opportunity. Get every board that he can get. Be a little tougher than you were last year in the playoff. Actually, a lot tougher than you were last year in the playoffs. But
everybody needs to
step it up.
Now,
in the playoffs. Right now, they're learning. That's the thing, though. Let them learn together.
They are learning. They are learning together, and I know we talked about it last week. Like everybody, I know that there's a group of fans that aren't enjoying what has been happening over this last stretch of basketball, just because the only thing that matters is like this team's gonna be judged on how they do in the playoffs. Okay, great, but you can't just fast forward and get to that point.
Yeah, enjoy the ride. Like we said, I don't know how many times in the show.
The journey each season is going to be different in how you get there. And it may actually help you be better once you get to that level. So take in what they're doing right now. Take stock of what they're doing right now. And when we do get to March 1st, let's see, as the legs are underneath them, barring any other players going on. I'm going to knock on wood right now. I don't really want to bring that on this team. March 1st, let's see what this team is doing. You mentioned Donovan Mitchell. We said JB. Oh, he's not fired yet. Evan Mobley and Darius Garland can actually still play basketball and play in a different, with a team that has a lot of momentum. They're not bringing that momentum down. Oh, Donovan Mitchell's actually committed to this team. Oh, I was told he wasn't, and like his bag's already packed to New York. Wait, he's playing through injuries, getting on the floor, winning 50-50 balls.
Being a leader.
Assist numbers are going up. Being a leader. Still scoring at a high rate. Loving the fans as they're giving love to him, and he's loving back. Like, that doesn't look like a guy that's not committed. Stop thinking about what is happening in the offseason. July is July. It's January, about to turn the calendar to February. The J on the calendar is not July. It is January. The basketball season is going on. That stuff will take care of itself, and we will talk about when those conversations, those stories come up, the rumors come up, whatever is decided this offseason with Donovan Mitchell, we will focus on that at that time.